Erik, we have a very unique logo. Some would say it's striking. When you drive by and you see it on the sign outside, when you walk in, you see it on our bulletin. Some people in our congregation have asked me before, what does the logo mean? What's the intention behind it? And the answer that I sometimes give is not that much. And I mean that as a funny way of saying logos are not something that a church should spend a lot of energy and time on. In the grand scheme of things, a logo is pretty far down on the list of important things for a church to focus on. But I do think that it gives a little window into what our vision is and what we value. And because we've been asked about it, we thought that we would take just a minute to describe what went into that process. I want to take us back to last year. We were becoming Ascension Church of Phoenix. We decided on that name. And with that decision, we decided to start a design team that would focus on giving visuals to that name. And so we got a group of gifted people, visual people, artists, others who had an interest in this, and we got together and we started talking about that. And Erik, I remember you were part of that team, and so I wanted to ask you, what is it that you remember? What stands out from those early days about what it is that we were trying to accomplish, and also what emerged from some of the questions we were asking?
We really settled on three questions to ask ourselves. The first question was, who are we ministering to? That's who are we already with here at this church? Second question was, what should they feel when they see our logo? And the third question was, why should they care? And it was out of asking these three questions that we really came to this idea emerged of a complexity within a simplicity, analogous to the Christian life, where we have a simple faith in one sense, a simple gospel of Jesus Christ, and yet the effects of that gospel as they work its way out through our life are complex. We also wanted a logo that was modern and yet still felt churchy.
Yeah, I remember those discussions, and it resonates a lot. A lot of people have said our church is simple, and yet it's also deep. And so we wanted a complexity. We kind of wanted some things going on, but we also wanted it to be pretty simple in its shape. And so we were trying to decide who could help us do this, who could help us accomplish that vision. We did a lot of research into different designers. And the guy that we settled on is named Chris Coley. Chris is an excellent designer based out of South Carolina. And we called him up and we talked to him about our vision, and he was very excited about it. Chris has done church logos before, but that's not his main gig. He is a sacred artist, and we were really resonating with a lot of the artwork that he was putting out. And so we called him up. He gave us his thumbs up. He sent us a number of sketches and concepts, and the one that we were drawn to is a version of what we ended up with. So it needed some tweaks and that kind of thing, but we ended up kind of going in this direction of simple shapes captured in an arch to be our logo. Again, simplicity, complexity. Some look at it and see there's kind of a lot going on there. So Erik, when you look at the logo, what are some of the meanings that are captured for you that you see at first glance?
At first glance, I'm seeing in the image that the earth, the sky, and the heavens, with the triangle in the middle kind of functioning as this anchor, also this arrow pointing upwards, or a mountain perhaps, signifying the ascent of the Christian life. And if you look closely too, the triangle in the middle also is an A for our name, Ascension.
One of my favorite features about the logo is the circles at the top. And someone wondered, what are those circles symbolizing? Well, if you look back at medieval art, I love looking at old images of the saints. So biblical characters, the saints of church history, they would often be depicted with a circle around their heads and light coming out of the circle. That halo is called a nimbus. And we wanted to capture that for a couple of different reasons. In this arrow going up, picturing, of course, Christ's ascent into heaven, we recognize that he is the Holy One. The light, he is the light of the world. Light emanates from him. He is the true saint of God. He is the Holy One. And yet, what the amazing thing about the scriptures tells us is that we are, if we are united with him, also saints. We are united with him as he ascends. And so when we ascend to the heavens, we are also saints. We've been given the light of Christ.
It was also important to us that this logo be symbolic of where we are. We are serving in Phoenix, Arizona in the desert. We wanted the colors, the gold, to match the hues of the desert, as well as the arch of the logo to embody much of the architecture that is out here in the Southwest.
Eric, we could probably talk on and on, and about all the different things that are going on here. Our point with this video was not to talk about how impressive we are or how good it looks or anything like that. Really, what we were trying to capture is answering this question that people had. And we wanted you to know that there was some intentionality and some thoughtfulness behind it.
I hope that helps answer a question we've often received regarding our logo, and we would love to answer more questions from you at Ask the Pastors here. So if you have a question for us, would you send that to me at erik@ascensionphx.org. Put Ask the Pastors in the subject line. We would love to answer your burning question.